let's move into Comedy Evaluator Pro. Tell me about what got you interested in that and what kind of impact that's made for you.
That's been huge. I'll tell you what, I actually started with Comedy, and I said this in the beginning, I actually started with Comedy Evaluator Pro before I got your course. And then when I got your course and all the stuff that we've talked about, they obviously go hand in hand. I guess your course kind of allowed me to develop the new process, like we talked about, of developing material and writing and editing and all that. Comedy Evaluator Pro allows me to evaluate what I've done on stage. And here's another thing was very important for me too, and I'm hoping this will make sense when I say it, that I'm going to explain this clearly. One of the reasons why I was so in my head before and so stiff and so uncomfortable on stage was because not only was I thinking about, am I saying these words perfect? Am I screwing up a word here? And I was also evaluating on stage, if that makes sense, meaning if I didn't get a certain response, like I started getting into my head and thinking, well, that usually works. Why aren't they laughing? Why aren't they laughing that hard? Or blah, blah, blah. I've gotten away from that quite a bit, meaning I go up there and I'm just in the moment and I'm just feeling it, and then my time to evaluate is after, when I go back and watch the video, not up on stage, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. The thing about it is your main job on stage is to entertain that audience, not evaluate. And that's, in keeping with the fact that you're prepared in advance. You're going to give them the best performance that you can give them. But being on stage is not the time to evaluate. You've got other things that you need to be involved with. And the main thing that you need to be involved with is paying attention to that audience, directing your attention to that audience, keeping eye contact with that audience, letting them know that you're sincere and genuine, and those types of things. And you're absolutely 100% correct. You evaluate after the fact.
Well, and you talk about being egocentric up there. Like, that's where that gets in the way, where you think you're so involved with what you're saying and with what they don't know what you're going to, they don't know if you screwed up a word or, so what I've learned is being on stage is the time to be in the moment and have that energy connection with the crowd and performing. And I used to be too much in my head, just thinking like, with certain expectations. So that's all gone away, for the most part. Like because now I tell myself, now's my time to perform. I'm in the moment. That's where I want my energy, because I know I have a process to evaluate after the fact. And that's kind of where it leads into your software, which has just been huge for, I get excited about both parts because they hand in hand, like developing the material and having your process, work for me in that way, but then also having the evaluation tool like Comedy Evaluator Pro is so exciting to me because, I guess I'm like a numbers, like black and white type of guy when it comes to that stuff. Like, I like the fact that I can see real numbers attached to, like, how long were they laughing. And then the other, and I'm sure, I'll let you kind of direct the questions. I'm sure we'll get into more specifics. But I also like, I not only like seeing the total score, but I also like the fact that you can look at each minute the way your software gives the report and see where things let down maybe, which is huge for me because it's not just about the overall score. It's about, wow, that set was good, but in minute 2, it kind of lagged a little bit, and I could have made it even better. That's where the power of it is for me. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, so let's get down to the brass tacks. Are you able to use Comedy Evaluator Pro to pinpoint specific things that you want to say on stage, the punchlines you want to get, and those kinds of things, and make rapid improvement? Because that's what that software was designed for, if you get my drift.
I'll tell you, the answer is yes, but I'll tell you the specific areas that I found that have led to huge improvements is, well, what I just talked about in general, which is like knowing where in your, first of all, being able to pinpoint where in your set things are not up to par. In other words, if you're doing, say, a 6-minute industry set and your overall score is good, but you see that minute maybe minute 2 through 6 were all consistently at a certain par score, but minute 1 was way below, then I can then go look at minute 1 and say, well, okay, I'm starting slow. So why am I starting slow? Is there a specific reason? Maybe it's a good, maybe it's something that like I needed that kind of setup to get, to nail minute 2 through 6. But what I found mostly is that you're able to take that minute by minute and shorten the setups and get less wordy. That's the biggest thing. And we all know that's probably one of the biggest differences between really great comics like headliners and above compared to those below is being too wordy, too long of a setup and explanation, and not enough punches and tags in a certain amount of time. And that's really what it boils down to. So the great thing is I can see minute by minute, okay, what's going on in this minute? Is it too wordy? Are my setups way too long? Am I explaining things that I don't need to be explaining? So then I could go edit that, like I said, minute by minute. The other big area is stepping on laughs, because those are really the two biggest areas that I found that the two biggest areas that I found where you're not getting enough laughter is A, your setups are too long or you're too wordy, or B, you're stepping on laughs and starting the next bit before they've, where you could have gotten more laugh time, especially when you're evaluating on your software. And then obviously I guess the third thing would be just the fact that, maybe the punchline isn't funny or the tagline could be better or things like that, of course, you got to look at too. But I would say overall, if you're having a good set, overall, if the set is good, but there's a couple minutes or a couple, areas where it wasn't that great, it's probably going to be the wordiness of the setups or you're stepping on laughs, one of those two things.